I am so nervous to make this video. Hello, I'm terrified to announce this to the world. However, I am being forced against my will to say this. But I can see angels and demons and other supernatural beings. Let's talk about it. Here we are. So, story time. In November of 2024, I was texting my brother about Thanksgiving. He had made the decision not to come to Thanksgiving, and I, being his little sister, was annoying him about the fact that he had missed 2 Thanksgivings. Anyway, long story short, I was being a menace. I was telling him that he's rude, whatever, yada yada. And I was doing it on purpose to kind of like ruffle his feathers, as sisters do. And he was texting me back. We kind of were getting into it, and all of a sudden, I felt like I wasn't talking to my brother anymore. I felt like I was talking, and this is going to sound really crazy, I felt like I was talking to an ancient being. Stick with me. I'm not crazy. So anyway, I started to get a little bit freaked out by it, and I was kind of just reading the messages again, like trying to discern, honestly, what was happening, like where was the disconnect. So I'm looking at my phone, and all of a sudden I'm sitting in my dining room, and I'm staring at my phone, texting my brother, and all of a sudden I look up, and when I look up, I am inside of my brother's room. My brother lives states away from me, so that's impossible. I've never been to his house, but I could describe every single aspect of his bedroom, down to like the color of the laundry that was on the bed, and where the windows, and I mean, I could draw it. And all of a sudden I see him, my brother, and I'm standing in front of him in this vision or whatever is happening to me. Or astral projection, I don't know. I'm standing in front of him, and I see 2, that's my dog, don't be scared. I see 2, what I know to describe as demons, I guess. They're completely wrapped around my brother like snakes, but they were black, big, like this, like big, thick anaconda type, wrapped all the way around both sides of his body. They were black, and they had black, hard looking scales, like a black snake mixed with a little bit of like a lizard. Speaking of lizard, when I looked up, once I saw them and I was just kind of like figuring out what I was looking at, their heads were right here next to my brother's ears, and they were whispering into his ears as he was texting me, and I knew he was texting me. And then in that moment, I knew that he was texting me what they were feeding him, which is, I know this has never happened to me. Okay, I'm just as shocked as you are. Anyway, once I saw them, they kind of noticed that I was there, and they went from talking to him, they looked straight at me and just made eye contact with me and started smiling like this. Like this evil smile. And then telepathically they told me, you're not talking to him, you're talking to us. And then they started laughing. And then I felt fear. I become completely I was horrified. It was just extremely real. I knew that my brother has been going through some things, and I knew in that moment that this was why. Anyway, so after that, it's like that vision stayed in my mind, and I was able to go back and look at it again. And the more that I would look at it, the more that I could figure out what I just knew what the demons were, like what types of spirits they were. I all of a sudden was aware that there were like many more demons, what they refer to as legion, in his room, like around him. And I could understand the different rankings of the demons, and some were just higher, like more like general level, and some were just very basic level demons. And I had never had this knowledge before. Okay, I'm one of those people who grew up Christian, going to church with my parents because they made me. I would read my Bible because that's what I was taught I was supposed to do. I prayed. I did not live a single day of my life for Jesus, that's for sure. So this came as it was a shocking experience for me, to be honest. And it definitely changed my entire life. So after that vision, my entire life changed. I remember a few weeks after that, I was rocking my daughter to sleep in her rocking chair one night, and I literally heard the voice of God he asked me pretty much, now that you've seen pretty much, he asked me if I wanted to see more of the supernatural realm. And very naively, not knowing what that would entail, I said yes. And I think if you say yes to God, you should probably understand the question before you say yes. Because from that moment forward, it was as if the veil completely was ripped. And I now can see demons operating in people. I can see angels operating, and I can see angels flying around. I can see angels with people. I can see people's spiritual gifts. And for the longest time, well, really for 6 months, I thought I was losing my mind. I didn't tell anybody. I was terrified that, like, I don't know. People were going to think I was crazy. But anyway, so anyway, long story short, I started freaking out. I started praying, like, what's happening? Please let me know that I'm not crazy. Please let me know that there are other people out there that are experiencing this. Like, who can I talk to about it? And so one of the first people that he led me to, God, whether you believe it or not, if you saw it, you'd believe it. And I believe it. So, and kind of like what I was seeing. And then I actually was privileged to have a call with him a month or two ago. And anyway, changed my life. Anyway, the more that this was happening, the more I had to rely on Jesus to literally walk me through it, the Holy Spirit. And I'm changed forever. I was a Christian before, but I know Jesus now. Like, there's very much a difference. I want to say, if you hate Christians, so do I. I think Christians are the worst. I think they're the most hypocritical people in the world. They love to tell you everything that's wrong with you most of the time, and not in a nice way. I just had a really bad experience with Christians my whole life. And I don't follow religion anymore. I know Jesus. I serve Jesus. I love Jesus. Jesus Christ is Lord. And he changed my life. And I'll tell you kind of what happened after that. In every aspect of my life, he kind of supernaturally fixed / had to break first. But it's this whole big, long story. And I'm really shy to talk about this kind of stuff. But he pretty much told me that I have to make this video.